Welcome back to KV News Midday, everybody. 11:38 is your time, and we don't often hear about teenagers caring for sick or disabled loved ones, all while balancing school and extracurricular activities. But Leander ISD Rouse High School junior Madeline Grace Asbell is trying to raise awareness about the challenges of being a young caregiver. She joins us now on KV News Midday to talk more about this. Welcome, Madeline. I know you go by both. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You look so pretty on this Monday.
Thank you so much.
Well, tell us more about your experience caring about for your grandmother who has Alzheimer's, correct?
Yes. About 8 years ago, my grandmother, Mimi, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and witnessing her journey and watching her decline and lose her memory, I realized how important caregivers are. However, later I connected with an organization called the American Association of Caregiving Youth and learned there's a name for kids out there like me supporting their loved ones. They're known as Caregiving Youth, and in the United States alone, there are 5.4 million young caregivers under the age of 18 that are balancing their schoolwork and their extracurricular activities with that responsibility.
That is such a high number. So can you give us a view into what your personal experience with? How did you take care of your grandmother? What sorts of challenges did you face?
Yeah, there was a lot of challenges, mostly emotional, watching her lose her memory, decline, and not knowing exactly what to do at that age. A lot of the times, me and my siblings would have to watch her forget exactly who she was. Sometimes she would come knocking on the door asking where her family members were, where her parents were that had passed away decades ago.
And that's got to be hard.
Yes, it was very, very difficult, but thankfully my story was one of strength. I had my mom, my siblings, and my stepdad there alongside me, but that's not the case for millions of caregiving youth out there.
Sure, and what inspired, well, that experience, your experience inspired you to create a new program. Tell us about this program.
Yes, my community service initiative is called Giving Grace Advocating for Caregiving Youth, and it focuses on advocating for these individuals online and through my work as a young leader in my community. I spoke in front of the Austin City Council and got a resolution passed requiring our city manager to study the number of caregivers within our city, and that led to a partnership with the University of Texas and Austin Public Health to hopefully formulate this survey to identify who and where these caregiving youth are within the city of Austin. I also was able to implement this program into Leander ISD to where caregiving youth can actually get recognized for the community service hours that they're caring for their loved one and translate that into those hours in order to get college credits or certifications or even scholarships.
So they can actually get school credit for taking care of their loved ones. That is amazing, Madeline. I appreciate that. And so if people are interested about this program, how can they get more information?
Yeah, you can go on my website, MadelineGraceAsbell.com, and speak with me on there. The amazing organization, the American Association of Caregiving Youth, is another amazing resource, and they are the AACY.org.
That's so awesome. Madeline, thank you so much for coming on KV News Midday on your school day off to talk about this program. We appreciate it.
Of course, thank you so much for having me.
Sure, such a pleasure seeing you. And Casey, over to you.